Hi, have you ever wondered how to make a sock using one of these looms? You've probably seen these looms in the store. They come in a variety of sizes. This is the smallest size. There are a number of sock looms out there. This one is the most common that you can find in the United States. So I'm going to use this one as an example in my video. This sock I created using this loom. You can see this is a thick sock. It's more of a slipper sock, one that you would not necessarily wear under shoes unless you're camping and you want to wear them under your boots to stay super warm. But other than that, this is more something you'd wear around the house to keep your feet warm. Now this yarn that I've used here is your basic worsted. Now the trick to using this loom with a worsted yarn is that you'll have to use, like I see here, I have a double layer of yarn. And you'll go around twice to get it thick enough so that you don't have holes in your sock in between the stitches. Otherwise, because of the size of this loom and how far apart the pegs are, it can make for a very loose stitch. So you need to really gauge your yarn. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll talk about how to use the loom in a later video. So first of all, we're going to talk about yarns to use with this loom. So, like I said, if we're using anything that's a basic worsted weight, like for example this yarn, which is actually basically it's t-shirt material that they've turned into yarn. It's kind of a new thing you can get now, but it is the same weight as basically your worsted. Anything that comes like this, that's just a single strand, that's sort of a lightweight worsted size. This one is a fancy yarn. You can see it's got texture, but it's still a rather small strand. These types of yarns you're going to need to double up on, alright, to use with this size loom. Alright, but if you have a bulk yarn, for example this type of yarn, where you can see it's the bulkier because it's furry, or this type of furry yarn, or this type of furry yarn, these bulkier yarns, you would only need to use one strand because it's thicker. And so when you would go around the loom, instead of having a double strand here, you would only need a single strand. So that's my first thing. So you get the loom, and it will come with a hook that looks like this. Here's the hook. And it will come with also a large eye needle. This one is plastic. You can use a metal one, but usually your kit that comes with the loom will come with these tools. Alright, and then you'll need, once you have the loom, you'll need to pick your yarn. You can use any type of yarn with this loom. It's just how much yarn will you need. So you need to keep that in mind when you're buying yarn as well, how many skeins you're going to need to complete a sock. I will complete a pair of these. It's quite long, using an entire skein of this darker blue and just a partial skein of this pattern. I like to throw a pattern in here just because it makes it a little fancier than all one solid color, but you could keep it a solid color. But an entire skein of the worsted will make one pair of socks. Entire skein of this thicker will actually make it, this one will make a pair of socks as well, because I'm not having to double it up. So it really depends on the weight that you're going to get on how many skeins you'll need. This is a smaller skein. I might need 2 of these to make a pair of socks. One of these skeins would make a single sock, and of course I need a pair, so I'd probably need 2 because there's less in this one. If you look at the size comparatively, this one is quite a bit larger than this one, and you can go by grams as well. So that's the first lesson in preparing. I got photobombed by the cat, that's Yoda, in preparing for making socks using this smaller loom that's primarily used for socks. Alright, so stay tuned for the next class, and that will probably be showing you how to cast on to the sock loom. Thank you so much.